Hello, my name is Matthew, and today I'm going to tell you what happened to me. When I was a child, my father bought an old house, the kind with creaking wood and windows that rattled at the slightest hint of wind. The house was big and, like any curious child, I loved exploring every corner. But there was one place that gave me the creeps: the basement. The basement was hidden behind a heavy door at the end of the hall, and my father always told me not to go down there. He said it was full of old and dangerous things, but that only increased my curiosity. One day, when my parents went out to run some errands in the city, I decided it was time to see what was down there. I grabbed a flashlight and crept down the stairs, trying not to think about the strange noises that seemed to be coming from everywhere. The air was cold and damp, and the musty smell was suffocating. When I illuminated the basement, I saw stacked wooden boxes, antique furniture covered with sheets, and a huge mirror leaning against the wall. The reflection of the flashlight in the mirror seemed distorted, as if there was something else there, but I ignored it and continued exploring. In the corner of the basement, something caught my attention: a wooden chest locked with a rusty padlock. I tried to open it, but it was locked. As I started to walk away, I heard a clang of metal and the padlock fell to the floor. With my heart racing, I slowly opened the chest, and inside I found an antique doll, with glass eyes that seemed to follow me wherever I went. Suddenly, I felt a cold wind at my back and the cellar door closed with a bang. I ran to it, but it was locked. I started screaming for help, but no one heard me. It was then that I heard footsteps behind me. Slowly, I turned around and saw the doll, now sitting on the trunk, staring at me. Her eyes glowed with a sinister light, and before I could react, she whispered, "You should never have come here." In the blink of an eye, the flashlight light went out, leaving everything in darkness. In the total silence, I felt something approaching me, the cold increasing with each second. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream filled the basement, and when the light came back on, I saw my reflection in the mirror. Behind me, a deformed figure with empty eyes and a grotesque smile approached quickly. I felt a cold hand touch my shoulder, and in the next moment, everything went dark again. I woke up on the hallway floor, as if I had been thrown out of the basement. The door was open, but the basement was empty, as if nothing had happened. The days passed, and I thought everything was a figment of my imagination. Until one day my parents left and I arrived next to the hallway. The basement door opened, and when he looked down,